not amused by all the things you said that you do. You're much concerned but not involved with decisions that are made by you. Yet we are sick and tired of hearing your song, telling us you're gonna change right from wrong. 'Cause if you really want to hear our views, you haven't done nothing but fuck up a lot of shit. Okay, anyway, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, family. Welcome to the Mental House. I am your host, Khadijah. And whatever side of the diaspora that you're on, I want you to hear what's going on right here in these United Snakes of America. Okay? Now, what's going on right now that is definitely affecting my community, and although I haven't had anybody in my town or my relatives call me yet per se, and although I may not be a person that has Section 8 or who receives food stamps, it is still a travesty that Donald Trump and his cronies, and he put that black man out front, and now they're just running ramshot through this Section 8 and food stamp, as if this is the biggest expenditure of Americans' budget, and totally negating all the children that are being affected. And the sad part about this, I hear black men, especially, and these MGTOW men, I mean, y'all are so pathetic. You know, you really are. You're so pathetic. And basically, the sad part about it, I can tell y'all been raised by a bunch of pathetic ass women. I can tell. Because some of your comments are just so stupid. You know, oh yeah, that's good. They won't be able to get no weaves anymore. Oh yeah, ha ha ha. Now we're going to be able to get all the pussy we want as long as we got a job, because these whores are going to be cut off of their Section 8, and now they're going to be doing it. And that's where the elevator stop. That's the floor it stop on in your mind. You're part of the problem. Part of the problem. And I can tell that y'all been raised by some weak women, and I'm sorry to you for what they did to y'all, because you certainly don't know what it is to be raised and have a father and a man in your life, or you wouldn't even be responding that way, because you would see the children first. Any real man that knows that these are the pyramids, this is what's going to carry on long after you gone, and if you cannot respect that, you ain't shit. So for you to sit there and talk about these women and their nails and their weaves and stuff, and we got a crisis going on. People are being kicked out of their home with children, and all you can see is their mothers. Wow. That is really messed up. Donald Trump and his cronies, Ben Carson and all those guys, nobody provided a safety net. It is not a crime to be poor. The poor, the disenfranchised, and pretty much run the country. They do all the work. So much of our budget goes towards the military. Our foreign policy sucks. I mean, if anybody that is rational and takes a look at our foreign policy, you will see why other countries hate us. Okay? And now that we have to feed off our own selves, we have to feed off ourselves by putting black men in prison. That's the fuel for this bitch. That's the fuel that keeps this thing going here. You're putting all the black people that you can possibly find, men first, okay? Because we know what males do. They just create, okay? They just create. So we really want to have genocide on this population. Just like Margaret Sanger started, we gonna finish her work one way or the other, whether it's through medical apartheid, whether it's through experimentation on them, we're going to do it. Whether it's by biological, chemical warfare, we got to destroy a certain good portion of a certain population that just keep reproducing itself. I wonder who that is. Now, when we can get the descendants of slaves to understand that we are the fuel that drive this damn locomotive, then we can understand that we don't really have any time to be fighting one another. And then once we can establish that, then maybe we can establish something with our allies. But first and foremost, this right here is a travesty, because you may say, I'm not on food stamps, or I don't have Section 8. Well, neither do I. But I'm sure I got some relatives. And this is what's so important about what Yvette Carnell and Irony Frempong and Tone Talk and these economists. This is why it's important that we hear another side of the coin. And so you have to get your mind right, your body right, mind, body, and spirit, in order to even deal with the fight that's before you. You got to. So if you can't even accept criticism, if you can't even deal with the people that we have in our community that's feeding off of us, taking advantage of our ignorance, because we need something, and for a long time we've been suffering. So we've tried to find a way out, and it seems like every time we get a hold, something else, the finish line is moved. The finish line is moved. Now, I know every culture got a subculture that you just can't explain. Okay? And sometimes when I'm on here, when I'm really pissed off because they've done something that maybe hurt somebody that I love, or, made prey out of an innocent person, I know that element has to be plucked out of the community, whether they black or white. It doesn't even really matter. The subgroup in the trailer parks have they have their subgroup. Our subgroup may be worse because it's not many of us that can escape the subgroup. It's not many of us. We don't know what a community looks like. Okay? And we have been taught and trained to hate ourselves. There's nothing more dangerous than of people that have been taught and trained to hate themselves. So, listen. All this stuff about, good for black women that's kicked off of Section 8, it's still going to affect you, because they're going to come to your house and they're going to need somewhere to live, and they're going to have babies. What you going to do? You going to kick the babies out? You going to kick them out because they ain't yours? Get the hell on? Our ancestors had a lot more harder time than this. And they had to double up and triple up and quadruple up a lot more than we've ever been accustomed to. But that day is coming back for us. So you better find some love in your heart, because if you think you're going to lay in a neighborhood with everything and a lot, and you think people are going to be suffering the streets and they're not going to have nothing, they're going to be coming right into your window, just like them movies that y'all see and y'all love, like the zombies and the Walking Dead. Y'all like that type of shit, right? When I first was a teenager, the first one I saw was the Night of the Living Dead. So that's how long ago that was. And these demonic people know exactly what they're doing. Y'all think y'all watching movies. Y'all ass is just getting a blueprint of what's to come on your ass. That's what it really is. And until we can see that. So now you're going to have these zombies coming through your door that's probably full of drugs and alcohol. Okay? They don't have nowhere to go. And yeah, y'all got some crackheads. We all got some crackheads, maybe some drug users, alcoholics in our family, white and black. It's not only the black people. No, I'm sorry. Crystal meth and heroin. Let's add that. So when they come through your door, see, white folks have a medium where they can get away. We don't. We don't. And this is a problem. This is a serious problem. I'd much rather my money not be spent in so much military apparatus personally. I'd rather take a look at where my taxes are going and these police departments all over the country that command the biggest budget and kill people that look like me with impunity. I have a problem with that. But you want to talk about some women with some damn weeds? Y'all the problem. Y'all the problem. All right. Like what you hear, please like, subscribe, and let's stay on top of this family now because, we're in crisis. And I think a lot of y'all have been lulled to sleep by these rappers and by Future and what's popping, right? Y'all, we've been lulled to sleep. And I don't want to just single Future out, but we've been lulled to sleep. We've been lulled to sleep, and we got to wake up. All right, I'm going to go. Talk to you next time in the mental house. Bye-bye.